California moving even further to the left in another defiant move against Trump administration. The state's proposing a bill to offer full health care to illegal immigrants.
President Donald Trump has called his move crazy, but California Governor Gavin Newsom proudly announced that he signed a bill into law, the first in the nation, that provides some young undocumented immigrants full health coverage through the state's Medicaid program known as Medicaid.
We are the most un-Trump state in America when it comes to health policy.
Tonight, a chilling new report in the case of that 17-year-old boy outside Los Angeles who died after contracting COVID-19.
He had gone to an urgent care for an HMO. He didn't have insurance, so they did not treat him and sent him to AV Hospital. But by the time he got there, it was too late.
We are the most un-Trump state in America.
The CDC investigating the teen's exact cause of death. Tonight, the staggering death toll, coast to coast, at least 1,500 dead and rising.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Currently, California covers children 18 and younger, regardless of immigration status. This law expands coverage to undocumented immigrants aged 25 and younger.
If you believe in universal health care, you believe in universal health care.
He didn't have insurance, so they did not treat him.
Philem Assemblyman Rob Bonta, who co-sponsored the bill, stressed,
in California, we believe that every person deserves true access to high-quality, affordable health care, period.
But by the time he got there, it was too late.
Period.
About 90,000 immigrants are expected to benefit every year, costing taxpayers $98 million. To pay for it, California plans to tax people, including legal residents, who don't have health insurance.
I think we need to take care of our own first before providing any kind of help or coverage to illegal immigrants.
Winning.
Don't be hating.
Immigrant rights advocates also want California to provide full health coverage to undocumented immigrants aged 65 and older. But Governor Newsom rejected that proposal for now because he said it was too expensive for the state.
This moment on in New York City, everyone is guaranteed the right to health care.
HealthNY.gov has announced that all low-income immigrants, regardless of status, have access to COVID-19 testing, evaluation, and treatment as services covered by emergency Medicaid.
You know, you're getting welfare benefits, you have free health care coverage, and then you can hide because government itself is protecting these people even they commit crime. It's going to be utopia for illegal immigrants. So they're all going to coming in from outside of the world. I mean, you know, not just inside of this, you know, United States, but how about other side of the world?
Yeah,
and they all want to come in. Everything's free here.
Winning.
If you're an illegal immigrant, New York is allowing you access to their healthcare system.
Meanwhile, discriminating against someone based on their immigration status and national origin is now illegal in New York City. That includes the use of the term illegal alien, which those found to be violating these new guidelines could face up to $250,000 in fines.
We have seen from Bernie Sanders and many of the Democrats that they would grant access to illegal immigrants to our healthcare system. We're now starting to realize why that's not sustainable. Our hospitals are overrun. How can you justify this? Again, I will stress, because for the time being, yes, we must save lives. But in the future, we cannot allow this.
I'm reminded of my own grandson. He had a very close friend whose name is Antonio, who's from Guatemala. And he has beautiful tan skin, beautiful brown eyes, and the rest. And this was such a proud day for me because when my grandson blew out the candles on his cake, they said, "Did you make a wish?" And he said, "Yes, I made a wish." He said, "Well, what is your wish?" He said, "I wish I had brown skin and brown eyes like Antonio." So beautiful. So beautiful. The beauty is in the mix.
Was it healthy to hate yourself for the way that God made you? Nancy Pelosi thinks it is.
And her delight says everything about the modern Democratic Party. Certain races are good, others are bad, so bad that it's considered beautiful to hate your own innate appearance and want it changed. And that, Pelosi is saying, is one of the main reasons she supports mass immigration. So America will look different, and in her view, better than it does now.
Signs have begun popping up in Omaha, Nebraska, telling people it is your civic duty to report any and all illegal aliens to ICE. KMTV says that some local residents have started taking the signs down, calling them discriminatory. It's not known who put the signs up. Immigration attorney Tom Campbell told KMTV that even if a person does not have documentation, you cannot assume they are breaking the law because they could be going through the immigration process.
For example, Cleveland, Ohio, where Antonio Barrera, an illegal immigrant from Mexico, thrown out of the U.S. 3 times, just sentenced to 15 years in prison for sexually assaulting a child relative. He will serve his time in a state prison before being deported back to Mexico again.
I would challenge Nancy Pelosi to spend 5 minutes with the mother of this beautiful child that was victimized and shouldn't have been. Let her explain her position on open borders and sanctuary cities to that mother. And thousands like her, thousands of parents. There's victimized, we have victimized children in this country. We have victimized adults in this country by illegal aliens.
We can talk about the moral compass all day, but at the end of the day, these policies will bankrupt our country. When we talk about Medicare for all, that is already a very controversial topic. Most Americans do not want that. And then when you bring in illegal immigrants, people who are not American citizens, talk about giving them Medicare that is funded by taxpayers here in America, that does not pull well with Americans. And I think a lot of people are asking, where does this come from? These concepts are very popular on college campuses, which I am on all the time with campus reform, and they have now migrated from college campuses to the general public, where the far left loves these concepts.
Don't be hating.